Hey y'all, my name is Jasmine Jones. I'm a licensed clinical social worker, and you are now watching Black Girl, a Therapist in the Wild. And this is a little show I like to call Therapist Sips and Reviews. Today we are sipping on Gatorade and vodka. The juice changed, the alcohol doesn't. And so we are reviewing Insecure Season 5, Episode 4, Faulty. Okay, and so yes, y'all, yes, I'm loving this episode. I'm loving the vibes. I am loving that Nathan's in the running. Okay, I don't mind that Nathan is out here in the running, and it may be that, you know, Issa stays with Nathan, Lawrence, because Lawrence got issues still. We still see him with stuff going on in his dating experiences, how he was treating Condola. Nathan over here, he going to therapy. He's taking his medications. He's learning about himself. He seems to be a more calmer, healthier mindset. And, you know, he got a sexy ass voice. I mean, his looks are decent, but his voice, you know, I like the deep voices. Yes, honey. Yes. Give me a Lawrence body with a deep voice with a Nathan attitude. Yes. We're healing. We're nice. We're gentle. We're gentle human beings. Yes, he may be bipolar, but your mental health should not stop you from receiving or giving love. Right? As long as you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to help yourself. I'm in another one of my wigs because I am going through mental health things, and so doing my hair is not it. It's not it. So it's probably going to be up all winter. It's hibernating. And maybe when I take it down, it'll be down to my ass cheeks like Cardi B's. Yes, girl. You never know. You never know what could happen when you leave shit alone for a little bit. But yes, so you see my lace. I don't care. I'm not a professional at this. I just, you know, like to pretend I have long hair in various hairstyles and various colors because I can do that without damaging my real hair. Yes, honey. And so we're off. We are at a beach party. It looks like Dockweiler. That's the only beach that I know that has bonfire pits, but there may be other beaches in Southern California that have more bonfire pits that I'm not aware of. It is a negadacious, sexy black people, but especially sexy black men's party. Nathan is hosting it, I believe. He seems to be hosting it, or maybe he's just there and he has like a tent there and all this other stuff, but you know, it appears like he's hosting the whole shindig. It's a lot of people there, but maybe it's just he's hosting a portion of it that's on his part. Anyways, Nathan's there with his homeboys, you know, and they're just chilling, setting up for the party. It's nice. They looking nice. Not all of them, but at least two of them looking nice. And Molly, Issa, and Kelly shows up.
I think that might be Nathan's group over there. Maybe just like, I don't know, he's into it. Take your time. Should ask him what my tears taste like. I know they salty.
Issa's feeling this type of way because, you know, it's been a week since she cried into Lawrence's mouth, and Nathan's mouth, you know, and she's just like, they've been texting about random things, but they haven't necessarily talked about the situation. Yes. Molly fucked old dude that she wanted a date on in the episode before last. Fine ass nigga didn't have any stroke. I'm so sad. Just a waste of a fine ass nigga. You know, you're pretty to look at, but what can you do for me? What have you done for me lately, honey? And so they show up, and you know, they saying hi. Nathan is cold. He just cold, just standoffish with Issa, just like, you know, hey, how you doing? And then, you know, he introducing them to his friends, his two friends. One is tall and chocolate. I didn't get his name, but Arik, sounding like a fairy out of the fucking woods, sounding like he can have a bow and arrow and some pointy ears and coming right out of the Lord of the Rings, looking like a golden god walking up. Yes, Arik. Yes. And his chocolatey friend they're introducing. Yes. And, you know, Kelly goes off with Arik. I like his name. I don't care. It fulfills the fantasy of my fairy dreams. So leave me the fuck alone. And they walk off with Kelly and Molly, and then Issa's just, you know, trying to have a conversation with Nathan, trying to be chill, trying to be act normal, like nothing's wrong. And Nathan just like, not making eye contact, looking around, hair in my eye, looking around, you know, not trying to formulate a conversation. So all of a sudden he has to go do something over there. Yes. And, you know, Issa's feeling the type of way. So she goes and meets up with Molly and Kelly. They getting drinks. It's a full spread of alcohol and juices. And, you know, Molly asking her, like, do you want to leave? Like, what's going on with you and Nathan? Issa's feeling questionable about it because he was standoffish. Like, oh, why is he standoffish? What did I do? I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. All that confusing, awkward shit. They go and play spades. Issa doesn't know how to play spades. I have no idea how to play spades either. I'll play Uno. No one ever wants to play Uno. What's wrong with playing Uno? Why do we always play spades? You just want to leave people out. That's how I feel. I feel like y'all just want to leave people out of the game. Uno is easy, it's fun, it's competitive. I think all parties should adopt Uno instead of spades. But go off, sis. If y'all like it, then I love it. Yes. So she's standing at the table playing spades. She sees Nathan over there with his little barbershop, you know, friend, homegirl, Risha, and they just like touching, and she like touching his chest, he getting on his knee, tying her shoe, her titties is hovering over his chest, she just out here half naked and all this other shit. Now it comes to be found out that that's just her brother. She calls him her brother, but my nigga, I can't, if they get to the point where they're like fully dating in a relationship on the way to marriage, whatever, I can't have you being all touchy-feely with your homegirls like that. I don't have the emotional disposition for that. I don't think Issa does either, because she was straight up looking at it like, are they fucking? Or are they not fucking? Inquiring minds want to know. So Issa gets up. I forgot what she got up for. I think she went to go get some more drinks. And Risha calls her over because Risha just is fun loving. Like, she just, you know, she's just fun loving. And, you know, I love her. I love her attitude. She's just open and fun loving. But don't hang your titties over my nigga's head. Talk about, can you tie my shoe? No, bitch, he can't tie your shoe. And so she goes over there and she like, hey girl, yes, da da da. And then she takes her little bottoms off and then runs off into the ocean. And so Nathan is just standing there with Issa. And then Issa's like, so are we good? And then Nathan's like, yeah, we good. Everything's the same with me. Just cold. Not even making eye contact. And she like, well, are we still friends? And he was like, yep. Just dead face. I hated it so much. You know, I hate them body languages and tones of voice that piss me the fuck off. Tell me how you really feel, nigga. Ain't nobody got time to be guessing and at hints and tones and facial expressions and body languages and shit. Just say how you really feel, my nigga. Anyways, this dude coming in, his friend coming in with like a pile of pizza for the whole group. And Nathan just like, but I bought ketchup and mustard and da-da-da-da-da. And he like, I don't give a fuck. I didn't say what I was bringing. And he bought pizza. And then an earthquake happens on the beach, you know. And then the lifeguards are all like, the beach is closed for tsunami warning. Now, I've never seen an earthquake happen on the beach, so I don't really know if they actually close it down for tsunami warnings. So, I mean, like, unless it's like a really big earthquake, but them little tremors that we be having over here, I've never really heard them closing down the beach for a little tremor, because usually it will be on the news or some shit like that, or some article or whatever when they post about the, you know, the earthquake. So I don't know if that actually happens if they close down the beach for tremors. Anyways, so they leave, they go to Sharky's. They in a car with the Uber drivers and shit. This Uber driver is fucking weird. But first we see Nathan in the car with his friends. And Nathan, friends is like calling Issa his girl.
Wouldn't it be a trip if I started dating your girl's girl? Not my girl. She all over the place.
And he's like, that's not my girl. And they like, well, what is she then? He's like, I don't know. She called me her friend. And then she called me over just to cuddle. And then she cried on me. And then I left. I just left. Like, why'd I got to deal with that? I'm not dealing with that all night. And his friends, I love it. They are showing how black male friends should be. They're like, well, if she likes you enough to cry on you, she must want something from you, my nigga, more than friendship. And he's all like, well, whatever she want from me, you know, I don't know, and da-da-da. And they're all like, well, she's coming to the second place, so maybe, you know, she wants something since she coming, and he's just sitting there thinking about it. So they go to Sharky's. I love how they're showing the South Bay area of Southern California instead of just staying in the LA area or in Inglewood or some shit like that. They're showing that there's more to Southern California than Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a city. All of Southern California is not Los Angeles, and all the people in Southern California are not going to be like the people that you see in Hollywood or that you see in LA or that you see in Beverly Hills. Please don't equate all of Southern California to Los Angeles. So they're going to Sharky. So I'm thinking it's the one, where's the one? And either the one in Hermosa, or I think there's one in Manhattan Beach. It's another beach that there's a Sharky's at, but I forgot. But it's in the South Bay area, so it's cool. And then they just sitting around, and then Issa and Nathan start talking, and Issa apologizes for, like, you know, being weird and crying in his mouth and all this other shit. And he was all like, no, it's cool. And she was just like, okay, you sure we cool? And he was like, yeah, we cool. And then there's nothing else to talk about. So it's still awkward. They don't know how to discuss this as grown-ups and just be open. Or maybe I'm just too blunt. Maybe I'm just a blunt hoe. I don't fucking know. And so Nathan's cousins show up. His cousin and his wife. And so apparently he used to live with them when he first came to Southern California. And it's really awkward when they walk in and everybody's looking at the wife like she's crazy. And I'm just like, why are they looking at her like that? Why are they acting crazy? Kelly is over there with Risha having a whole Oprah moment. And oh, I forgot. Okay, so then we go, so before we get to Sharky's, we go to Issa's car. Issa's riding with the Uber driver. He's over here with conspiracy theories up the yang yang. And you know, I'm all for a good conspiracy theory, but please don't be talking like regular conversation. Like, you know, please make it make sense. Anyways, Risha and Kelly in the backseat having an Oprah moment. So she started texting Molly, because Molly in the backseat with Risha and Kelly, and she's just like trying to figure out what's going on with Nathan. And Issa like, I don't know what's going on with him. Da, 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 da. And so then she's like, I don't know, maybe is he fucking Risha? Maybe he's fucking Risha. I think he's fucking Risha. And Molly's like, okay, wait a minute. And this is what a good home, I don't know, I'm a blunt bitch, I will ask. So Molly taps Risha on the shoulder and she was like, hey Risha, let me ask you a question. Risha was like, what, girl? And Molly was like, you fucking Nathan? She was like, no girl, that's my brother. And then Molly like, oh, okay. And Risha like, why, you want me to hook you up with him? I can hook that up. And she was like, no, I'll get back to you, I'll circle back around to you if I need that. So then she texts Issa, and she's like, they not fucking. And Issa got that little smile on her face like, cheese. And so then we get back to Sharky's, and they had a little old awkward conversation or whatever in Sharky's, whatever. So Kelly and Risha still having this whole Oprah moment. They over there talking and crying and all this extra shit.
We're having a breakthrough, y'all. I think we're gonna need some more taquitos.
More taquitos, please. Okay.
And so, whatchamacallit, his cousin and his wife are just sitting there talking, but every time the wife talks, everybody's looking at her like, this bitch. And I'm just like, what's going on? What's tea, bitch? Why are they looking at her like that? And I'm just so upset for her. I'm just like, she's just being nice. She's just doing her own thing. She's sitting there being quiet. And I'm just like, I want to know what's going on. So they go to Jason Derulo's party, and I guess no. This is cute because I would have picked Chocolate Dude because I like cats. So see, my weird ass, but see, we would have been in love. That would have been a whole relationship. He got a little kitty cat that he got to let out. But anyways, they talking about going to Jason Derulo's party. And she asked Chocolate Dude, I guess she liked him a little bit more, if he want to go to Jason Derulo's party. He's like, oh no man, I gotta go home and let my cat out. And I'm just like, and then he's like, you want to come with me? And I'm just like, me being me and not really caring for Jason Derulo or Hollywood parties or anything, I've been like, what kind of kitty is it? Do you have pictures? I mean, I don't know you like that because I'm not trying to fuck like that, but Molly having fun, so she can do what she want to do. But I'm not trying to fuck like that. I would just have this whole conversation with this nigga about cats and be like, wait for him to ask me out on a date, and then we can talk about cats at the date. You know what? Something's wrong with me. Anyway, she just looking at him like, ugh. Then she look at Easton. She's like, he's concerned about the wrong kitty cat. And so then she just looks past him at Arik, and she's like, Arik, you going to the Jason Derulo party, nigga? Just completely ignores that nigga. I'm just like, I mean, but if you're just looking to fuck, you're not looking for commitments or attachments. You don't care about this nigga and his cat. It is what it is, but you ain't gotta be that rude. Damn, like that nigga ain't even said nothing. I bet he feels bad. He's just like, I can't help it that I care about my cat. And the thing is, that is a reflection of how he's gonna treat a woman. That he can get that attached to a kitty cat. Imagine how he would treat a woman. I want with chocolate nugget. See, Arik is cute. He got the little fairy names, but Arik been trying to fuck since jump. She gonna ask him what his tattoo say. I guess it's in Chinese or some shit like that. And he gonna say it mean big dick in Chinese. And I was just like, I mean, it's cute, it's fun. We you know, we out here fucking. It's whatever. It's just not me. It's not what I do. So I'm just like, I'm still thinking about chocolate nigga with the kitty cat. Like, he got a kitty cat. He big and he's sexy and he tall. And the things we could do together. Yes, honey. Anyways, they got a Jason Derulo's party. They standing outside the mansion. I guess it's in Palos Verdes. See, look, and they're where I grew up. See, did not live in Palos Verdes. Did not live in the rich area. I'm just saying it's near the hood areas that I grew up. And so she's like, they're outside Jason Derulo's little party, and I guess they're waiting in line, and Arik's supposed to have the hookup. He's supposed to be the one to get them in the party, but Arik's having trouble, and so he comes back and he's all like, oh, the party is at capacity and we can only have one person come in with me. And Molly's like, okay, well, I'm gonna find a back door to let my friends in. So they go in. So he picks Molly to go in. Whatchamacallit, his friend, Nathan's friend, the big one, is over there like all excited about Jason Derulo. He's like, I want to see him. I want to go in his party. Da, 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 da. And I'm just like, oh, he really liked that nigga. Okay, you don't even know him as a person. Oh, but go off, sis. Yes. So they go in there. And then while they're going in there, when they go in there, Molly texts and says she found a back door to let them in. And so they all about to go in there, and then Nathan sees his cousin walk off. And so Nathan goes after his cousin, and I guess earlier his cousin told some story about how Nathan was like ditching him at some party and was doing wild shit. And so he goes to his cousin and sees him walk off, and Nathan is just like, where you going? Let's go to the party. He's like, nah, I'm good. I want to go. I'm tired. I'm old. And Nathan's just like, I'm not going to abandon you or nothing. Like, I'm cool. I'm cool now. And his cousin is like, yeah, but you know, and then Nathan's like, well, you know, it's probably your wife said that you should come home. She don't like me. And then his cousin admits, so when Nathan was living there, Nathan was having manic episodes when he didn't know it was mania. Because I burped in my throat. I'm sorry. Because Nathan has bipolar, sounds like 1 with the mania. Bipolar 2 is like hypomania. So that's where you see like the mood swings back and forth. So I'm gonna put like little infographics of what symptoms for bipolar 1 and symptoms for bipolar 2 look like, because apparently last time I messed up on the study I mentioned. It was like the right study about, you know, the children that don't get hugs and cared for becoming, you know, have mental instabilities when they get older, but it was at the wrong time. It wasn't nurses. It was some orphanage in Romania. It wasn't in 1940s and 50s. It was in 1998. It was just like, oh, that's even worse though. Like they was like just sitting there watching the children struggle in 1998. But I mean, it was all the Romania. Apparently the whole country had issues with orphanages and orphan children and all this other shit. But anyways, I'm putting a little infographic of symptoms, so because I'm tipsy and I don't want to mess up. But yes, if you have, I'll talk about that at the end. So anyways, apparently when he lived there, he was having manic episodes, coming in at all hours of the night, feeling like he was on top of the world. Of course, when you have mania, talking extra fast and leaving the door unlocked, and you know, would be gone for days and nobody know where the fuck he was and shit like that. And so this nigga gonna put it on his wife as the person that didn't want Nathan to live with them. That is fucked up. How you gonna have all your friends, all Nathan friends, thinking that your wife is trash when it was really you. You ain't shit. You ain't fucking shit. You's a piece of dog crap, you mother. And she just sitting there just nice, and he was just like, well, my wife thought it would be a good idea if we just put it on her. So, you know, I guess because we're cousins and I didn't know how to talk about it and she didn't want us to have a rift. Fuck you, you pussy ass nigga. How you gonna put that on your wife? How you gonna be a man but put some shit like that on your wife because you can't handle the emotional blowback of having a fucking conversation? Wow. Men need to go to therapy. Face your fucking emotions. If something is painful, just face the shit and get over it so you can move the fuck on. See, he been holding on to this because he couldn't face it, putting his wife through shit that he did. Like, I don't care what Nathan did at this point, because you did that shit to your wife and you held on to it. Now she can't even come around Nathan or his friends without everybody looking at her like she's some bum bitch. What the fuck? Wow. That's so disgusting. His cousin's trash. Garbage. I don't care. Fuck him. Nathan went and got healthy and he worked on himself and he was trying to show that he was a better person, and you basically are trash and made everybody think your wife was trash. Yes. Trash ass niggas. Anyways, Nathan just feeling a type of way because this nigga was the one that wanted him out the house. This nigga was the one that didn't feel safe, and this nigga was the one that couldn't just sit down and tell him all that shit in the moment. And maybe it would have been difficult because he was having a manic episode and he didn't know he was having a manic episode, but still. So his cousin leaves, and then Nathan is just shell shocked. His feelings are hurt, you know, and so he needs a moment. So Issa sees him all sad. She don't know why his cousin's leaving. And so he just tells her he needs a moment and walks off to one of the many hills and valleys in Palos Verdes to overlook the view. I think it was a view of LA. I hope it wasn't. I didn't really get a good look at it, but can you see LA from Palos Verdes? Depends on how high you are and where you're at. I'm not gonna lie. You can see pretty far from Palos Verdes if you go up high enough, so I'm not even gonna say shit. But anyways, he was just standing there looking all sad and shit, and Issa comes up to him and Nathan's all like, you know, he tells her the story about his cousin and how he had mania and he didn't know it and da 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 da. And he was just like, I just wanted him to see my growth and my healing and see me as different. And you know what? He was just like, I don't give a fuck what people think about me. I can't change how people feel about me. And then he looks at Issa and he goes, I can't change how you feel about me. And da da da. And she was like, oh, because I was crying? No, everything has just been, I just been feeling overwhelmed and emotional, and everything has just been getting to therapy, Issa. All I heard was, I need to go to therapy. Everybody else going to therapy. Nathan on meds, so he gotta be in therapy too. Fuck all that. Molly in therapy, Nathan in therapy. Why isn't Issa? Are we gonna see the episode? Probably, hopefully. I hope so. I hope we see the episode where Issa is in therapy. She's like, I've been overwhelmed this past year and everything last year was really hard. So I'm guessing like the year that passed was the pandemic. Because like she talking like it was the pandemic too, so we're just gonna skip over like the hardest parts of the pandemic, even though we're still in a pandemic, and just say that last year was hard and she just didn't know how to handle all the emotions she's had, but she doesn't want to just be friends with Nathan. And then they kiss in front of the view. Another earthquake happens as they kiss. It's kismet. It's wonderful, and I do not have any issues with her being with Nathan. Nathan is a good man, you know. He's a barber. He owns his own business, so he probably could get up there in money, because what Issa is doing career-wise is very corporate and very entertainment based. She has the potential to make 6 figures or more. I'm just saying. He has trouble with setting up an event for his barbershop. I'm just saying, like finding the financial, you know, place to do that. I'm just saying because she was in a situation before with somebody that did not meet her level of financial income. And I'm just saying that, you know, he had depression and was just fucked up about it. I'm just saying. And Nathan has mania and depression. I'm just saying. And if Issa climbs higher and he doesn't, I'm just saying, I hope that it doesn't trigger a depressive episode and we see Issa in the same place she was before. Maybe it won't. Nathan's in therapy. Maybe Issa's glory will, you know, give Nathan enough oomph to rise as well financially, and they won't have financial issues. Like, if she's fine with maybe one day making 6 figures or more and he's just like barely scraping by, and, you know, probably some issues with him paying all the bills and things, not all the bills, but, you know, going half and half on bills and him not being able to do that because, you know, maybe she wants to live in a 5-bedroom home and drive a Range Rover and, you know, have 3.5 kids or some shit like that, and an animal, you know, maybe. And if he doesn't, you know, reach to the place financially where she could possibly go, maybe he could be you know what, he could be a celebrity barber. They make a lot of money, so maybe, you know, he will be encouraged by, you know, her and networking, and he could be a celebrity barber. I don't know. It just feels like we're going down a similar pattern. Somebody with mental health issues, mania depression, bipolar depression is intense. It's intense depression, like can't leave the bed, can't wash yourself for days depression. For some, I mean, from what I've heard, is really intense. So financial stability is important, y'all. You know, it's important to be equal or better. Somebody got to be, you know, you need to make enough to support yourself, buy homes if you wanted to buy homes yourself. And then you meet somebody that can do the same thing or they make more. And so no matter what, you can support yourself regardless. And, you know, men's emotional stability tends to be attached to their finances. Because I don't want to sound like an asshole, because Nathan's a good man and money isn't everything. But we saw what happened last time she got with somebody that wasn't on the same financial level than her and was feeling a type of way about it and fucking tanked the relationship. Yes, she cheated, but she wouldn't have cheated if she felt the attachment and the love that she was supposed to be feeling on a regular basis, and she wasn't carrying all the emotional stability in the relationship. Is not an excuse to cheat. She should have just left. She should have just left, because I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm going to leave, my nigga. I don't have time for you not going to therapy and being sad and moping and not trying to get a job, and, you know, you're not trying to help yourself through this. You expect me to carry. I'm not. I have my own depression and anxieties, and I can support you in your growth. That's all I can support you in. I cannot support you in you not doing shit. So, you know, it just seems the way that patterns go. But then Lauren's got some emotional issues. You know what? Maybe she just needs a whole brand new. But Nathan's nice. He's nice. I just hope that it doesn't go down a similar path. That's all I'm saying, because it's a pattern. At this point, it's happening for a second time. It's a pattern. So we'll see what happens as the season progresses. Yes, indeed do, because an undercurrent story that was going on throughout this whole thing was that, first and foremost, Crenshaw, narcissist. He's commenting on her post about her getting this 3-event deal with this company, and he's like very, very salty.
Are you kidding me? Now I'm a fraud?
You know I can bust down on him. I'm in the hive.
She's like, you sold all your clothes. You got to change. You changed the show to the way you wanted it to be, and everybody loved it. Even though I had some recommendations, nobody stopped your fucking flow. You did what the fuck you wanted to do, and it went well. Why are you mad? Why the fuck are you mad? See, this is why she was looking around at the end confused, like, should I be happy? Should I not be happy? That's why I was kind of confused, like, should she be happy? Should she not be happy that, you know, the show went well? Because, like, see what happens? Emotional stability in men. Please go to therapy, honey bunches. See, that's what Nathan has over everybody. He's going to therapy. He's doing his thing. Mental health. And so he's been like commenting on her post, talking about all kinfolk ain't skinfolk. Nigga, you sold out on your clothes. What else I'm confused as to what else he would want. Did he want her to book him again for shows after he did the shit he did? I wouldn't risk that, nigga, either. I wouldn't risk that. Like, the fuck? And the thing is, are the other events even fashion shows? If he's a fashion seller, like, they may have vendors that sells things there, or they may not. And so it's like, if he's a designer and the show is like a hip-hop show for rappers, why the fuck would she have you at the show? Is that what he wants? I'm confused as to what he wants, but to be known and show his face and be a fucking narcissist. And it's just like, see, didn't like how he came off in the beginning. I tried to give it to him. Maybe he was going to rise like a phoenix, like Lil Nas X, from these bastards that are trying to talk shit about him. But no, instead he just showed his ass, and he's been commenting on her shit all day while she's trying to enjoy herself and relax and party. And so, you know, so he showed his ass. And so, but anyways, back to the main topic. She got a 3-event deal from this company. She do good at these 3 events. She may get a 15-event deal at various other companies. This is gonna put you into a higher tax bracket, a very high tax bracket, if she continues with the growth of her business, because it is the entertainment industry. And this nigga owns a barbershop, one barbershop. If she becomes a millionaire and he's like going to be a 50,000-aire, I just want to see that dynamic play out. I just need to see it play out. Is he going to be okay with that? Is he going to be like the stay-at-home dad? Is he going to branch off his business and be like a celebrity barber? It just seems like a pattern of dating people that are financially beneath you. And like, I really hope they figure out this pattern and they don't make this a thing. Like, we're supposed to be dating people that are financially beneath us. We can't date people that are financially on our level or above. And they can also be humble and kind and nice and wonderful people at the same time as having a financial stability that matches ours or is a little bit above ours or whatever. Because that makes me sad. Because I'm not going to be arguing with some nigga over who's paying the mortgage, how much they're paying or not paying the mortgage. Oh, you don't make enough to pay the mortgage for this 5. You don't make enough to even go half. Oh, you can only give me 1,000 every couple months on this, what, $4,000 or $5,000 mortgage. Maybe even more than that. I don't. Light bills, card note. These are things that arguments and resentment is made of, honey. You're gonna be the stay-at-home dad. Are you cooking and cleaning? I need a maid. I need you to be a full maid. If I'm gonna be making that much money, even it's not for me. Because I'm not. No, it's not for me. We need to, because if we're both making a certain amount of money, then we both can be millionaires. With our money combined, Wonder Twin powers combined. Bitch, what? Oh, see, now I feel this type of way because I feel like Nathan's a good person, wonderful, great man, helping himself, working on himself, can climb the ladder too if he wants to. Please don't set her up to be dating niggas that ain't financially stable. I'm not gonna call him a bum because bum comes with a whole personality. It's not just finances, it's a whole personality. But these are things that arguments and resentment are made of, people. Don't do it. And if you're fine with it, check your emotions. Because it may be cute in the beginning. Oh, her love, wonderful. I can do anything and everything in wonderfulness. But over time, as you age and you see that you are carrying the weight of the financial responsibilities in the home, the trips, the car, it can weigh on you and squish any love that you had for this person completely away. So check your emotions. Make sure you're ready for that journey. Make sure this person isn't someone that's going to grow to resent you or reject you or take advantage of you. See, how would you know? How would you ever know? Oh gosh. Y'all, I just turned Insecure episode 4 into a horror story. I'm just over here chilled. It bothers me so much. I'm just like, we're gonna continue on with this. We're gonna continue on. Okay, so I was gonna say some shit about Mania. See, I'm just over here just shell shocked right now. This is bothering me. Oh gosh. Oh, it's only episode 4. How many episodes? Is 9, 8, something? Please, 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 please straighten this out. Shh. Iron it out. Do something. It's only episode 4. See, I said that about episode 1, 2, and 3. We'll see what happens. Nathan's a nice person. He's dresses, lovely gowns, beautiful, beautiful gowns. Yes, honeys, bunches, honey bunches, beautiful, beautiful gowns. We'll see how those gowns flow. And so he has mania, and his cousin kicked him out, and he didn't know he had manic depressive or bipolar disorder. And sometimes you don't know. So if you know the symptoms, that I'll put them up again, left, right, pretending something's there. Yes, back to the camera. If you notice any of these symptoms, go to a therapist, find someone you want. Talk therapy and psychiatry. Mania is not something that you can control. It's as it's been described to me from other people, you are just taken away by the hyperactivity of your brain. It's something akin to cocaine, meth, just a hyperness. You're just gone mile a minute. You believe you're on top of the world, and you're not really stopping and thinking through and processing things. Like, I've known people that have to put their credit card in a freezer and some glass of water and freeze it because they can't stop themselves from spending so much money. Because when you're manic, you just believe you're on top of the world. You believe you're the richest person in the world, running up credit cards and things, and they'll just give you the credit cards and shit and let you run them up. And then you're just gonna be out there like poor and shit when you come out of your manic episode trying to pay off these fucking credit cards and shit. You know, all the things. And so you need medication with mania. Now, I've seen people with hypomania, because that's more of like a mood swingy type thing, but not everyone who has mood swings has bipolar 2 or hypomania. No, but it appears like a mood ups and downs really quickly. I've seen people with that go through just therapy, and they figure out a way to do it. I would still talk to a psychiatrist, you know, just to get advice. I love that if you find a psychiatrist you vibe with, because everyone is a human being. Your doctor, and let's psychologist, licensed therapist, psychiatrist. Psychologist goes and gets a doctorate and becomes a psychologist, doctor in psychology, things like that. Licensed therapist gets a master's degree, and then they become licensed by working a certain amount of hours after their master's degree and then taking a test. So that's your LMFTs, licensed marriage and family therapists. That's your LCSW, licensed clinical social workers. Not exactly the same thing as the people that work in the county. A lot of those people just have bachelor's degrees, and they're technically caseworkers, not prestigious masters and social workers that got their masters and then got licensed, because we can do anything. We can have a private practice, we can own an agency, we can do studies and write a book and do all that shit. We don't have to just work at the county. Nothing wrong with the county people, though. They do a wonderful. Gabriel Hernandez, lots of children, just they're overstressed, and the system is not great. You got one person with like 50 clients for the whole month that they got to go visit, and that, you know what, we need to, it's not the social, it's the system and how we're treating the workers. There you go. So yes, but the individual social workers are the individual case managers in the county, you know, most of them are good people, because I'm not, you know, everybody's a human, so, you know. And then you got like psychiatrists. Psychiatrists go to med school, get their medical degree, and basically they can give therapy and they can give medication. They do the whole gamut of med school, all the whole decade. And I would go, but apparently one of the prerequisite classes is anatomy. And apparently, even though you want to be a psychiatrist, You don't want to do surgery. You know, I mean, we can just see movies about how medicine affects the organs. I don't need to. You have to cut open a dead body and, you know, slice, dice. I can't look at the dead people, let alone touch the dead people. I can't separate myself from that. So if there is a med school program that does not require me to do that, oh, that's a person. That was a person, and we gotta like cut that person open. Like, it's just that shit fucks with me. I can't. So that's the difference. But they all have one thing in common. They're all humans. They all bring shit from home to work. They all can have the potential to be the best of us, the worst of us, or somewhere in the fucking middle. So as far as if you have any kind of bipolar disorder or any kind of mental health issue that you're curious about medication, find a psychiatrist that you vibe with. They're the only ones that can give medication. You vibe with them. You like them as a professional and also as a person. Like, oh, this person seems like decent. They're consistent. You know, they answer all my questions. They make me feel like a human fucking being and not like, you know, beneath them or some shit, or like they don't give a fuck and they're just giving me any dosage that they want to give me and I feel numb all the fucking time because, you know, every time I ask a question they look at me like I'm fucking crazy. No, that person, not all psychiatrists, there's something wrong with that person. I have a therapist. I started going to therapy, y'all. It's been enlightening. Therapy is magical, but also it's just so vulnerable. Yes, but everyone should go. Everyone. I like my therapist though. She sits and lets me ramble about dumb shit. And, you know, she listens to me. And even when I talk shit about myself, she's like, you aren't actually an asshole. Those people did bad. But I have to be careful with that because, you know, I have to still be able to own up to the shit that I've done, though. I can't just be letting her tell me that my shit don't stink. And it's just because I've been hurt and all this other stuff, and then be walking out of there like, oh, I'm a bad bitch and everybody else is an asshole and I never did anything wrong to anybody. No, I can't do that. I can't allow that. So, you know, I have to keep a good balance in therapy. It's weird. That's probably some shit I should work on too, but, you know, anyways. I suggest seeing a psychiatrist just for the assessment. Assessments are usually 1.5 hours to 2 hours long. They ask you all these questions about like your life and your mental health and all these history questions, and they tie the different history questions to the symptoms that you're experiencing. And a decent one who cares about people will give you the right medication, follow up with you, make appointments to follow up with you on a regular basis, and you can feel comfortable asking them questions about the medication. And if you have symptoms that are very upsetting to you, they will listen to you about those symptoms and not act like you feel no pain. And so when it comes to bipolar disorder, mania is not something to play with, okay? At least with bipolar 1. And so most of those people are going to need psychiatry and talk therapy. You need psychiatry to handle whatever chemicals in the brain is making you go into a manic episode. And you need talk therapy to talk about how you handle those symptoms and how you're handling the medication, and brainstorm ways of, you know, building yourself up emotionally around the fact that sometimes even with the medication you're still going to have a manic episode. It may be less frequent, it may be less intense, but you're still going to have a manic episode, and that can be very upsetting to people. I thought this medication was supposed to fix everything. Them doctors don't know 100% what the medication is going to do. You could have an allergic reaction. You could have your brain chemistry just does not go with this medication. And I'm not a doctor. I have just seen things and talked to doctors. So, you know, I may sound like I'm talking about things out of my scope. I am just presenting examples of what I've seen when I've sat on psychiatric assessments with clients. Like, yeah, it's just whole reactions to shit, because you have reactions to a fucking banana if you're allergic to it. It's the same thing, you know? So yes, the doctor, that's why you have to have a good doctor to work with you and get it right. So, you know, with mania, with bipolar 1 especially, you're probably going to need a doctor, a psychiatrist. You're probably going to need a talk therapist. You know, it just is what it is. Probably. That's why you should talk to the doctor to see if... I ain't never heard nobody that had bipolar 1 that wasn't on medication. But there's probably people out there that like use meditation and therapy and talk to me. Shit, how do you control the manic episodes? Like pure manic episodes, not you have bipolar 2 out here having hypomania, because a lot of people can control that. A lot of people can control that without medication. How do you control the manic episode? Like everyone I've talked to is like they black out and stop thinking. they stop processing the thinkings that they're thinking, and they just go into another land of thinking. And that land is really fast, and it's a blur, and shit just be happening. And then sometimes you can start hallucinating shit and have psychosis with bipolar. That's like schizoaffective disorder. You end up with schizoaffective, and now you out here having, you know, psychosis, seeing and hearing shit while you're manic, and then you have depression. Lord, the brain. Is it in the food? Is it because we traumatize ourselves so much the brain reshapes itself as we evolve as creatures? Who fucking knows? It was a good question to ask, though. Maybe y'all can answer it. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I tried to go quick. I just start rambling, and then I like the things that I'm saying, and I don't care what nobody else thinks. So then I post it, and I like what I fucking said. It sounded smart. I'm gonna post that. And so, you know, let me know what you thought about the last episode. Episode 4. Episode 5 is tomorrow. I will try my best to not get you episode 5 on Saturday, but I cannot make any promises, so I'm not gonna lie to people. I'm not going to lie to people. You ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. I had to check behind me to see if there was a nigga laying there. Those are the magical words. Those are the magical words to make the nigga lay up here. Fuck Sierra prayer. You gotta be like, you ain't gotta lie, Craig. You ain't gotta lie. And he's not there. But yes, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too much, and if it was, you know what, oh well, shit. And yes, later days.